Good morning, Mum. I'm Mabeen2 appeal on behalf of the defendant, Mabeen2, to make a plea of mitigation. My client has pleaded guilty to criminal damage contrary to Section 1 of the Criminal Damage Act 1971, and therefore I would compassionately urge the court to consider a reduction in the given sentence once taken into account the two submissions I wish to pose to the courts today. In short, my submissions are the immediate circumstance of the offence and the general circumstance of the offence. Mum, may I proceed with my first submission?
Yes, you may.
It is evident that Mrs. Smiley's previous convictions have all been in regards to her compassionate feelings towards inhumane practices. This could easily have stemmed from the trauma she experienced as a child at the age of just 12 when her pet hamster was put down before her, which could be said to have been an aggravating factor to her impulsive behaviour. Therefore, this makes evidence that her judgments of freeing the dogs into the surrounding countryside could have been clouded by her passionate emotions towards the cruelty of animals. Mum, it is too apparent that Mrs. Smiley has pleaded guilty for the damage she has caused to the kennels. She too cooperated with the police in telling them the true reasoning for the offence, the aggravated factor being due to her strong-willed beliefs towards the objection to the practice of hunting dogs, stating it was cruel along with all other inhumane practices. I'm sure, Mum, we can all relate and agree to such practices as being cruel and intolerable. Mum, please understand, as far as my client is aware, what she was doing was a selfless act, with the hunger to help the dogs, as she was doing with her previous two convictions, not due to her recklessness, but due to the sheer cruelty of the act. Mrs. Smiley left school with just 2 GCSEs. When considering the sentencing of my client, I would ask you to take into account that the offence was not one of a premeditated nature. The criminal damage was not one of a serious nature. It was not as though Mrs. Smiley possessed any of the qualities to cause harm to anyone around her or to any of her surroundings. Therefore, Mum, surely she should be given recognition for this. She was merely doing something which she felt within herself was benefiting the animals. It was not as though she acted the kennels with the intention to cause criminal damage. Mum, I feel it is vital to consider these factors upon the consideration of sentencing my client today. Mum, I will now proceed with my second submission, if I may.
Yes, you may.
When considering a sentence for my client, Mum, I would also urge you to take into account several mitigating factors in regards to the general circumstances of Mrs. Smiley's personal life. It's evident Miss Smiley is at a young, vulnerable age of 22, along with the fact that she has not had the easiest of time on her side with her family circumstances. She has suffered a great amount of stress due to events which have occurred during her upbringing, and even now she is troubled with her financial problems due to her unemployment, being the cause of much hardship within my client's life. Mrs. Smiley left school with 2 GCSEs, with a desire to reconcile the marriage of her parents. This has been a traumatic incident in her life which has left her both mentally and emotionally damaged, making her even more so vulnerable than the average 22-year-old. It is also possible that the lack of friends and unhappiness she has experienced at school could too have been a great contributing factor to Mrs. Smiley's vulnerability, as expressed through her school reports being a mitigating factor of my client's compulsive outrages. Therefore, Mum, it is evident that Miss Smiley has had a hard time, however, is bettering herself. My client has a great passion in writing poems and has already published several. This has encouraged her to recently enroll in college with the hope to develop her passion with a great amount of support from her mother, of whom she has always been very close to. She has too signed up to the job centre and begun to take counselling for the death of her pet hamster and the divorce of her parents, helping her through her hardship. Mum, I would hope this demonstrates to the court Miss Smythe's determination and fine promise, as stated in her school report, showing she does have capabilities to slowly begin reconsidering her life where previously she was under too much stress and neglect from her family during the divorce of her mother and father to do so. Although the offence of criminal damage is one of a custodial sentence, due to these mitigating factors, I would hope that you would take a lenient approach with my client today. A lesser sentence which I would ask for the courts to consider would be of 6 months community service, along with regular repayments being made to Mrs. Smythe's father in order to repair the kennels which were damaged. Miss Smythe will be able to begin doing this through her £50 a week, which she will incur through the job centre on a weekly basis until she finds a job, on which she will give her father £10 a week. Unless I can be of any further assistance to you, Mum, there's my submission as to why Mrs. Smythe should be given a reduced sentence. Your Honour, am I able to assist you on any further questions?
No, thank you.